Eti recipe ya happy ni nini? Ni ganji, washikaji na vinywaji. I think I had enough of that last week. Ni ganji, vinywaji na washikaji. Recipe ya happy.
Imetosha mboga hiyo.
Imetosha? Lakini I think I had too much of that. I need to relax now. Age is catching up. This is the vault. Karibuni sana, karibuni.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm your girl Mara Maloma, the Afropunk queen, alongside the rowdiest crew on radio.
That's us. Na hakuna vinywaji.
Hakuna vinywaji.
What are we talking about, man?
I like the way Eric said.
Ni kama ndondo chapati choma ni unajua last.
Hapana wewe kana mandondo yako huko nje. But
no. Do you know the reason I came with mandondo? Because Giuliani used to have a hotel where they used to sell us mandondo. So it was familiarization zone, sorry.
And the week before
that? And the week before that?
I don't remember what I ate.
And the week before
the
that?
Same thing.
Alright, we also got in studio.
Jirongi Einstein ameongea. Anyway, yeah, it's the beat maker, not the beat taker. Representing 10 fingers in the air, as usual, keeping it live. Yep.
We also got...
Unajua tena Jirongize usipime. Unajua tena.
Na umevaya nini inaitwa Madigaga?
Actually niko na pea mbili. Hiyo nyingine iko wapi?
Manzi.
Niko na za black na za white. Hizi za white ni za coloring. Hizi za black day. Ni za come straight day.
So
no, si za usiku. Hizi ndo za usiku. Hizo zingine za mchana. Hizo za mambangaria shindile kuangalia tuko poa.
Haya, uza.
Tumekula nyanya mingi ama ni pilipili so macho ni.
It's carrots but anyway.
No, we. The only person I know anakulanga carrot cake ni Black G, so zaidi hapo mimi sijui.
Okay, sawa. But that's true. Black G is the vegan in the company.
Yo. Anakuanga vegan.
Unafupia ubadilike kwa vegan.
Bro.
Usiacha nyama.
Unataka nijibu.
Hadi sawa tu. We are good.
Ametoka kabete, lazima kule nyama.
Women will never allow me to be a vegan. If you get what I mean.
You know what? Can we move on?
Let's just move on.
Please.
Yo, it's your boy KUNTA Kunta Official Beats. And like we always say, Myra, get the name right.
Get the name right. Kunta Official Beats. Kinte. The other day alikuwa anaitwa Ukunda.
Kunda. Kunda Kinde.
Adi kunde.
Mego green nini? Kama kunde.
And in studio. Wait. And in studio we got. The one and only.
Hi, my name is Eric Wanaina.
No.
Mama VP, good to be here. Thanks for having me here, man.
Thank you so much for coming.
My pleasure.
You guys, you answered that call very quick. I'm so excited.
Man,
so
you came
excited.
to my wife, man. So wife akisema lazima ifanyike. You know what I'm saying? That's the quickest way, man.
That's true. That's the only way. That's the only way.
Sasa itakwaje?
Tulikugeuzia nini? Unajaribu kusema. Kutoka nyuma.
I did the right thing.
That's the thing to do, man. You want a man somewhere, call his wife, man.
There we go.
Oh, for sure.
And she's also coming the week after next. So it's a family affair. I'm very excited.
There you go, man.
I was actually going to go, it's a family affair.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one.
It's so hot in studio.
It's very hot.
Of that.
Eric is in the house.
That's true.
But legends as well, man.
You know.
Man, me and Jimmy go back a long way, man.
Rap community.
No.
When there was rap community, there was touch.
Let me tell you, people get it wrong. When I first met Eric, this is the thing that Eric doesn't know. When I first met Eric, I was in Rusinga school. I was in primary, and Five Alive came to sing. They had this Take 6 vibe that was going on. That was when I first met Eric.
Jimmy, I have to interject. I was in Korokocho Academy.
Was. Wazi. So we'll give our story, but I've known Eric like from way back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of music, is it okay if I speak in Eric Wainaina puns?
Please.
Iko sawa sawa.
Okay, there.
I see you did it very fast. I like it. So today is for speaking in Eric Wainaina puns.
Okay.
It's a new thing we're introducing on the vault.
Box.
If you're speaking in puns as Bill, we talk about inchi ya kitu kidogo.
Bado hatujafika hapo. Umekimbia sana. Ngojea.
Inchi ya kitu nyingi. Because he's here today.
Yeah. But for now it's tuko sawa sawa tukiendaenda, si ndio? Kaende. I love it. All right. Now that we've taken 100 minutes on the intros, let's go into the music for a little bit. But before that, we have to mention people that we were listening to. We had Reggae Night by Eric Wainaina.
By the way, it's actually Television, and I'm featuring on the song. Let's give credit where credit is due. So the guys are called Television.
Nice.
A guy called Tim Arinaitwe and Vinny Ngoge. So TV together they form Television.
Okay.
They're amazing songwriters, and they gave me the wonderful opportunity of being on their song. So yeah.
Love it,
called
love it.
Reggae Nice, as in sio mbaya, ni poa. Nice, sio siku.
Nice.
Nice.
All right. Yeah. After that, we had Blessings by Franco featuring Alicia. I'm reading your handwriting. Franco featuring Alicia Lai and Sauti Sol. Where G. I'll chase you out of here.
Yes.
So we had Blessings by Franco featuring Alicia Lai and we also had Sauti Sol featuring Brandy Minor, Girl on Top. Hey. We also had Femi One and BC with Happy. Remember to support all music we play here, whether it's on Bandcamp, Audio Mac, Apple Music, Dundo. Just support all music we play right here, because of course we are taking Kenyan music to the top. All right, we're going on a break as Jirongi becomes our pops for the day.
Yep.
We'll be right back with more music and conversation right here on the vault. Remember, you can hit us up on WhatsApp number 0788380030 if you got any questions or comments, or call us in on 0748140086, or hit us up on any Icon Radio KE platforms. That's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. But for now, we'll take a break and get back to the music. This is The Vault.
but I hope in a good direction.
What a jam, what a jam, what a jam right there. Ish. Blinky Bill Mungu Halali. Yani the music policy has changed because Eric Wainaina is in the house. Hey, guys have been roughing it up over here. Where?
Umependa bonge la excuse.
Where? I became a hard G. I became Jirongi.
There you go. There you go.
No. I'm loving.
It's G Einstein.
G Einstein. All right, sawa.
Hapo nimeoa hapo
Sawa, kama imekubaliwa ni sawa. All right. Can you guys behave?
Yes,
we are listening to Blinky Bill, Mungu Halali, and Mama Luka by Eric Wainaina.
I love the way you mention every song, and it's really cool. A lot of other radio stations don't do that. They just play stuff and they just move on. They're like, Cody, that song played itself. It was written by itself. I said, come on now, give props where it's due, man. Thank you, Myra. Thank you so much.
Let me tell you.
But you know what it is? That's why Icon brings in icons.
There we go.
Yeah.
Only icons pass through icons.
There we go.
Only for them.
Hey, my life.
Icons.
It's icons. No, the thing is, we play 80% Kenyan music on this station. And we need for the word to get out as much as possible so that the narrative changes. So we are making sure we put everyone on who is playing on the station.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes, you are tuned into the vault with the Radius crew on radio.
I tell you, man. I don't know how you handle this every day.
Where I try, let me tell you. I'm not paid enough.
That's why we bring in Jirongi photographer.
Yes, he's our paps. When Jirongi is over there being paps, he's quiet kidogo. So at least do your thing.
Yo, unajua hawajui tuko na Eric.
Hawajui sasa wanajua.
We should call
ex wangu wote wakuleka siwaambie Eric nikwambie nyinyi mlinikataa acha hizo biashara.
We should call Jirongi.
Lakini sababu blanda
we should call Jirongi. We should call Jirongi ring.
Do you know, we had made a policy before that we put a sign saying no dotting on the wall. I don't know what happened. Management.
We remove the can we put in the ring, Jirongi ring.
I'll get it afterwards. But yes.
I'm sorry, Ju. Wait. I mentioned can ring.
No. Nobody mentioned he who shall not be named. So yes, yes, so you are tuned into the vault. We do this each and every Thursday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon exclusively on Icon Radio, your number one entertainment plug. We've got Eric Wainaina in studio. Thank you so much for coming through.
My pleasure to be here.
And we said we are going to be talking in Eric Pans today. So, I'm a letter, nothing but ukweli leo.
Wait. How about that?
Nothing but ukweli.
Well done.
Right, thank you. I'm trying to, roll with it. You guys are rhymers over here. I still haven't gotten my ghostwriter, so I'm still trying to roll with the punches. Mumekata kuniandikia hizo. You don't like my voice. It's okay. Ni sawa. All right.
Really, you can say that?
Remember, you can hit us up on 0788380030 or call in on 0748140086. We're also streaming live on YouTube. That's Icon Radio K on YouTube. We are also on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Hit us up. We're seeing the comments already coming in, so good stuff. Before we get into the theme of the day, there's been a conversation that has been coming up online. We got to talk about a few things that have been trending. And one of them is the beef that Eric Omondi is heavily having with artists in Kenya, from the likes of Bien, Calligraph, Jones, Kamenegoro, and he's like, y'all are not doing enough. Mumelalia talent, Mumnaleta Ruga, he's filling up a stadium of 10,000 people.
For 30 minutes, 3 meals.
You see people, we were in Watamu where, a lot of things of in that nature happened. There were a lot of complaints, yeah. But the thing is, again, as a conversation comes up, is it a valid argument or not?
Yeah, ndio nimeomba. Can I say something?
Nobody can stop Jirongi.
Can I say something?
Eric
Wainaina ama vipi? Hakuna vile mtu wa rugby anasema watu wa bolo hawachezi poa. Shika kile nasema. Hakuna vile mtu wa rugby atasema hawa si wa ball hawachezi poa. Juu maybe ana put 100% kwa zoezi, alafu maybe watu wa ball wana put 90. Depends na sports na vitu kama hizo ama vipi. Na for me mzee Eric, kama nda kwa mwanamuziki kiroho safi. We love him kama comedian. We like him. Eric is part of Kenyan culture, young generation culture. We love him, we like him. But sometimes kidogo kama umezoea cheza latrine ukisukumwa za uptown kidogo usianze kucomplain, unasema nakaa chini hizi zingine nilikuwa na kula bonga la squatting. Usianze kucomplain. It's the same ish. It's the same ish, if you get me what I'm trying to say. So but I like him. Sometimes akitry kufightia rights za wasanii, but forever Kondondo itakwambia vile wolf ina sheep clothing inakaa. Si ndovu itaingia territory ya sheep de. Ianze kuongelea hiyo biashara. Hiyo tu ndio maoni yangu kiroho saa. But Eriko forever. Yeye ni historia ya Kenya. Tunampenda. Na initango play opposition. But sababu kuna siku goal ataenda ku strike.
So let me say
tukimwona ameenda kupiga head last minute, ball inaweza pigwa counter. Stories change. Mpaka uanze kujiblame forever and ever and ever in your life.
Can I say
in the meantime kila mtu play position
yake. Alright. No, you're real. Stay in your
drum, unapiga guitar na bado uko kwa piano like come on.
Wait, let me say, first of all, in this room, this is the deep state. Sitting here is the deep state of music. You guys have spanned any deep state of music. Kusema ukweli, we are old school, middle school, and new school.
And that's why, just to add on to all of your points, that's what I was going to say. Lions they don't lose sleep over sheep.
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like a lot of time there's all this debate and people say, everything it should be going by this. But I've always asked, what is the purpose behind it?
Right.
What is the real purpose?
Right.
Yeah, that's right. Kunta's right. What's the intention?
Right. Because
I'm always prepared to be challenged by stuff. So I mean, if there's people who are feeling we're not doing a good enough job, I mean, I'm ready to hear that. I'm ready to hear that.
Right.
I mean, but also it's important to sort of hear the different costs that go with the stuff. It's like if I'm gonna go play with my band, there's at least 9 or 10 people involved, and I mean, there's also, if you're a stand-up comedian, you'll go and you're a single person, and maybe you have a road manager or whatever. You can actually bring it down to 2 or 3. It's a different situation with music, and so and so I think, I mean, there's a thing that says don't compare yourself to others because you either become vain or bitter.
True.
So if so let's hear each other, let's support each other.
Right.
That's the kind of thing we need.
I in fact I hear you on the support part because we had kuna mtu ameguza waya. This we had Akili Black, who's a prolific producer, here the other day, and he mentioned about there's always the thing of comparing to Nigeria, Tanzania, and how they've managed to kind of like get themselves out there in everybody else's opinion, but opinions are like armpits, everybody got one. So
just like buttholes.
Okay, I wouldn't go that far, but yes. So wait, let me put my face on. So the thing he mentioned was it was a thing of Ubuntu when it comes to, like, say, Nigeria. Like, they wait on each other. When somebody's putting one thing out, they push that one guy out sana as they wait for their projects to be in the back. And then now, as that project is now done its job, it's hit the billboards, blah blah blah, they now come out with their own, and then now they're being supported in the same way. There is the talk of there isn't enough support within the industry. It was there when you guys were doing your things. I think Jimmy has loads of pictures of you guys always congregating together and kind of like helping each other out in your projects. Do you think that could be a a side that has kind of like messed us up in that guys are not really in support, or their opinion is that guys are not really in support of each other when it comes to the music industry, that banding together.
I definitely think we can support each other more. For sure we can support each other more and not feel threatened by each other. You know, there's enough love in the audiences to go around, you know.
Right.
That we were just saying earlier on, we can't do things only for the money. We've also got to do things for love.
Right.
And because those are the kind of things that survive.
Right.
But it's funny, I was talking to some Bidiwa just a the other day, was saying to me, one of the problems with the Kenyan music industry is that we segment it too much, right? And the pockets are too small, right? And so like you say, and I'm being very careful as I venture into this. Is like, okay, for example, like Gengetone, right? Shouldn't be called Gengetone. It should be called dancehall, right?
It does use rhythms, yeah.
Because it's right from dancehall, and then you're riding on a bigger wave, right?
Right.
And so dancehall fans all over the world, right? They want to hear some dancehall. They're like, oh, this one sounds different. Where is it from? It's Kenya. Oh, it's Kenyan dancehall.
Right.
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 And so even we began asking ourselves, in that case, should we be calling our stuff Afrobeats? You know, because the Nigerians have got a thing and it's going, and God bless them. You know?
Right.
And maybe we should be part of that conversation as well.
Right.
If people are listening, it's a different Afrobeats. It's an East African flavor Afrobeats, but it still falls under that umbrella, you know. And so we can debate it. I don't have the answer, you know.
I don't think anybody really does,
you know. Yeah,
because I remember you guys, there's a time you went to the Smithsonian.
Yes, we did.
Na muligoma
Tuligoma
tuendi job until we were supported. Has that changed ever since that time you guys made that? Because it was historical. It was a historical movement. It was a historical time for you guys to actually go overseas and protest. Has there been change ever since?
Well, and yes and no. I mean, so we rioted, or we demonstrated, and then we actually got paid, I think, the next day, with a bunch of shows still to come. As in, guys could have just disappeared, but you know. But then it was an important moment for us to make that stand. But I mean, I can say this now. During the course of the last government, for instance, because of a stand that I took, I was just blacklisted. You know.
Oh wow.
I was blacklisted. Like, whoa, if the president is showing up and I'm gonna be at we're playing the same gig.
Yeah.
No, man, and they'd cancel you an hour before. You know, those guys were ruthless.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah. And anyway, so but that's
I didn't knew. Okay,
mzima na kufeel. So japo mimi nimebaniwa.
Wewe tena your list is long.
No, mine started in nursery school, black book. Primary school, black book. Secondary, black book. Alafu nikaenda kwa society.
But you're a rebel with
hadi serikali kanipika black book.
Usisahau detention pia.
Yeah, with everything mixed in between. Guess what? When I got banned, some people think nilifeel vibaya. Actually, nilifeel poa. Reason being, nilifeel nimedo something, imefanya watu fulani mahali fulani wakakaa wakadiscuss wakasema hii ipige nje. So for me, hata watu wengi wakidhani ati mimi nilikula moto, I don't care. I did something from where I came from.
Right.
Same thing kama mzee Rico. Amekuwa kidua lot. Alafu unajua ni art. So sometimes shade kitu blindly juu ni art. Juu unajua sisi uongeleshwa na God. Sijisifu, God utupatia message yake ile tunafaa kuambia society. So ukiipiga, not everybody will like it. Guess what? Ukibaniwa inamaanishaje kuna mahali umeguza.
Unagawa fulani.
But guess what? Mzee mzima aliweka history. So national anthem yake ndio number 2 Kenya.
Okay, for me, but I just want to add something to that. So yesterday I happened to be at a requiem mass for a relative of mine who passed away. And so at one point the priest was there, like, and you know, this is the thing, people have a lot of power, and I don't know whether they realize it or whether they are using that power.
Right.
And so this guy is there, like, and he was like Sipangwingwi, right? He's like, you know, at the end of the day, you've got to understand that you're being pangwad by God. And the truth of the matter is, right, I don't think that's what X-Ray meant, or that's not what Triomio meant. Right. It's like it takes a lot of courage to stand out from the group and say, Mimi Sipangwingwi, right?
That's true.
And so, but there is this wonderful priest, right, standing up and saying to this congregation, right, pretty much putting down these Gengetone artists, right? And they're like, dude, you can't do that.
That's true.
You can't do that, right? As in, you need to give. It can't be that artists are fighting for respect everywhere.
It can't be. It can't be always a battle.
You know.
That's very true. I remember, speaking of Gengetone, I remember when we were the first station to usher in Bogi Genje. The comments were brutal, but we stood by like, you know, Gumi Bwegze, Gumi ni Bwegze forever. Because they had a movement, and people don't understand the movement these guys had. Until now, politicians are picking them up to be in their rallies and stuff like that. They actually have a voice. Now, when it comes back to Eric Omondi, I don't support his antics at all. I don't support the fact that he started that conversation and then pushes conscience the next minute. I didn't support the fact that he was making noise outside of Parliament and the rest of us can't. Because there's a big sign outside there that says no cameras allowed. But yet he came in with the cameras. But he sparked the conversation. And the conversation needs to be had. Because we're paying millions of shillings to have Nigerian artists come in and perform. And that's the truth. We've hosted people here who go next door to our neighbors over here. I don't know if you've seen our neighbors, very colorful neighbors, excess millionaires. Whenever they come in, they're paid hundreds of thousands of shillings for appearances and nobody even knows their music. That's how seriously they're being taken. So I don't know for you, Jimmy. I don't know if it's the way he said it or the fact that he said it.
But I think also one of the problems that we have in Kenya is this, and many people have documented this, is that any artist who comes up, any new thing that comes up in Kenya, the first thing that we have is we put it down. We don't accept it. If an artist comes in today and they're trying to put out their music, before they've even heard, people say, you go down.
Great.
That's their first reaction, you know? And at the end of the day, a lot of people are, like I saw even a comment the other day on Facebook, on social media, and people are saying all Kenyan music is whack.
Really?
All?
Yeah.
All?
Yeah, saying all Kenyan music is whack.
All ni nani?
Yeah. So, and then they said that, but Nigerian music is great. That's what they were saying. Nigerian music is great, but Kenyan artists are whack. And this is not coming from people outside of Kenya. These are coming from our own citizens. So, like, how do you make that decision?
Right.
You know, one thing that I supported is when the former president, he came up with this thing of during the like Madaraka Day. They moved to different places. Like it was in Nairobi this time. Next time, be Kisumu. You know.
Oh, that was dope. Yeah.
It was. And I'll be honest, I didn't know the music culture from those other places, but I began to understand about their culture, you know.
Yeah.
And so when people say that all Kenyan music is whack, like how do you decide? How do you decide that forum that everything that comes out of Kenya musically cannot stand the test, cannot stand out there?
Right. Well, there's one thing he's been doing that I saw the other day. He's now going to the artist table instead of just, you know, talking about it generally. He's going to new artist tables and now just sampling their music. So he's using Eric. He's now using that his platform to do that. Namesake.
Ni Eric O CW.
Yes, you know Eric Wainaina is bringing more of the love and less of the protests.
Ndio nikashindwaje, mbona unaweka mzee Eric kwa hiyo bracket wa mzee mzima? Mzee mzima anatafuta hype kwa shughuli yake. Got nothing to do with the artists wa Kenya. Juu angekuwa na shughuli za artists wa Kenya by now angekuwa amesha sign artists kama 10, amewatoa alafu ndio ana explain yenyewe. You see me, I tried to tell you about Kenya industry kuna problems ndio, but you didn't listen to me. So nimechukua wasanii nikawaingiza kwa industry na nikawapush kulingana vile inafaa, but unachiki pale tumefika kwa kikomo. Nini? We are trying to go the other side, but hawa ukute iko wapi? He has not reached there. He's just shooting blindly.
But you know also what's very strange is this, It's very strange. Back in our time, back in the 90s, let's say 80 come 90s, a lot of these artists from Africa, they used to come in, like other parts, they used to come and want to record in Kenya.
Yes.
They used to come in, like, whether it's Uganda, Tanzania. But the other day on social media, they brought a top 10 list, right? a top 10 list of music that's being played right now. Okay, excluding Icon on radio.
Excluding.
Yeah, excluding. And what happened was the top 10 list. 8 of those records were Nigerian. 2 were from Tanzania.
Right.
No Kenyan music at all. None whatsoever.
But they're talking about what?
Even on YouTube, top 10 played list. I think it was released 2 months ago. Okay. Nigerian, Tanzanian. No, in fact, Tanzanian were the top, and then in fact it was all Tanzanian, and then 2 Kenyan artists at the bottom, Sauti Sol and one other. That was it.
I mean, there's a lot of factors that the other day we were in a meeting of creatives, and my good friend George Gashara, who runs this thing called Hiva, people need to know about this. Hiva is putting money behind the arts. HEVA.
Yeah.
Right? Check them out. They have grants and loans.
Right.
And George is one of those guys who puts his money where his mouth is. He gets donors from around the world to put money behind stuff. We are beneficiaries of that. I can tell you, there's a lot of other people who are beneficiaries as well.
Yeah, since you mentioned them, we want to be beneficiaries. Since
yeah. Get in touch.
Right.
So one of the things that he talks about, and I wish we've lost Jirongi for a second over here, but then he was saying, and at the moment it's only a theory, right?
Right.
But there's a lot of petrodollars, Nigeria petrodollars, going into the music.
Okay.
Right? And so there's a lot of money that ultimately needs to be washed. That is going into the music business in Nigeria, right?
Okay.
And part of the thing that you get from that part of the experimentation is taken care of because that's funded. You guys go make beats, make your mistakes.
Right.
Right? And then the stuff that we're hearing is the stuff that's rising to the top. And there's a lot of money pushing that, right?
Oh.
That's number one. Number two, you get a lot of the countries that have a diaspora of over 10 million people. So 10 million people outside your country, right? And most of the people are in the first world. They're going to be in first world. I didn't mean first world. Apologies. Are in America and in the UK.
America haina maji sahi, but yes.
Exactly. and they are particularly economically empowered group of 10 million citizens, right? They're going to push your agenda in a particular way because they've got that disposable income, right? And so that conversation came up about Nigeria, but that might be true about Nigeria. It doesn't answer the Tanzanian question, right? I can say that at one point 10-15 years ago, when we were doing was it Project Fame? Tanzania was doing Project Bongo, right?
And at the same time,
entirely. So it's a homegrown show entirely in SOA. They do biology and chemistry in SOA.
That's true. That's
you know what I'm saying?
True. Yes.
Right? As in, like, we are still trying to define our language.
That's true.
You know,
I would love to hear them say Pythagoras theorem in Swahili.
You know, they probably can.
They probably can.
They probably can. And so there's a thing of, I mean, then people are there. Oh, Ethiopian music. Ethiopian music has a way that. Ethiopia is kind of an island to the rest of the world in some ways, and so it's like it's theirs and they consume that thing completely.
That's true.
You know,
100%.
And so there is no one answer to why things are the way they are. We just need to keep on doing our thing, listening, finding out what's going on. Let's learn from each other and just keep on doing it. We're gonna hit the right sort of. You know the word I'm looking for.
The nail on the head.
Yes.
So I like the fact that you said we need to learn from each other. That each other aspect needs to come back. You guys were doing it. Tough City was once the #1 song in Africa and I guess also in parts of the world. We've talked about that with so many guys who have come through here. So there's an aspect of we did own it, we can own it again.
Even talking about Kalamashaka, at their height of their rise, they went to Nigeria.
Yes.
I think it was with
sold
Benson and Hedges.
Yes.
Yeah. And they performed to a sold out stadium.
Yes. Kamasha that picture the other day.
For Raskimono. Remember Raskimono? African under pressure.
Yeah.
And they were booed. Actually, they were booed at Nigeria. And Johnny came and stood out and said, "You are booing us now? In 5 years' time, you'll be praising us."
Right.
And that after they came from Nigeria, Kalamashaka
blew up.
Yeah.
Absolutely taking over the charts, Channel O, what. So, because even if you go to the comment sections on YouTube on these Kenyan songs. They're like, Manze, we still look up to you guys. TZ guys are saying the same thing. Ghana, the same thing. This is as in like we just need to have that again, that ownership. Because if it doesn't start at home, charity begins at home. If it didn't start at home, then of course it won't spread out elsewhere.
But there is a level that's gonna miss. Like I was explaining, so the other day we were together with Kunta Jirongi. We were at the Nafsi Uru, you know, when he was doing his listening party.
Massive turnout.
Yeah, and it was. And the thing is, he's hip hop, but he's